Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, July 25th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. Right now, the ES trading 37.25 points of range. That is 45% of average. It's been averaging 82 points per day over the last 10 sessions, 81.5 over the last 5 sessions. Inside day at the moment, holding at these highs, a 4-day range that has developed after the recent rally. And this rally right here occurred ahead of this week's FOMC statement and rate decision. So we have ourselves another Fed day coming up Wednesday. We could see a little bit of early volatility this week, followed by compression heading into Wednesday's 1 p.m. Central statement release and the rate decision, in addition to the press conference that follows 30 minutes later. The last time we got an FOMC statement, rate decision, and press conference was June 15th here. You'll see that's the FOMC key level, and look how it has remained trading around that level until the recent push away from it. We'll get ourselves another one here. The time before that, if you back it up a little bit more here, there was one here May 4th. That's the second most recent one here, and price dropped away from it, rallied back to it, dropped away from it. So we're currently between the recent two FOMC key levels. So again, range bound over the last 4 days. We could continue to see this range develop. So for example, this rally right here could be very similar to this rally here, and then it went sideways heading into CPI data. So that could be the similar type of price action here as we trade back and forth early on this week, and then we look to see how price responds to the Fed on Wednesday. If we take a look here at the NQ, you'll see right here similar price action, narrow price range today, 34% of ADR, inside day, narrow 4-day range overall. That's developed or is developing. If we take a look here at the ADR indicator and drop this to 4 days, we'll get a reading on it. And right now, that reading is at 67% of ADR. So not significantly compressed, but compressed nonetheless. One thing that's interesting here is that price has pushed through the previous month's midpoint, which opens up the previous month's high as that next potential target up above. So that's going to be something to continue to consider here with all of these E-minis here. If as long as they hold above the previous month's mid, we could see a continuation toward the previous month's high by the end of the month, which is basically this week, is the last week of July. If we take a look here at crude oil. Crude oil here trying to find some support. Today here with a failed new low developing, a rejection of the previous session's lows. So Friday's lows right there, price took out those lows and rallied back above it in the last few hours. If you take a look at this blue line right here, that is the 200-day moving average. So far prices below it have been rejected. And if you take out this chart just a little bit right now, price is sitting on support, which is held pretty well here so far. That's about that 93 level that we've talked about. Price did dip below it, but you're starting to see higher lows off of it now. Not making a move all the way back toward 86, the next market structure level down. Instead, right now holding on to those 93s. Today's low is 93.01. 93 is here, here, there, and here and there. And again, if it can hold this zone as it did this recent run, perhaps we bounce back to 100 again. So right now, 93 to 100 is the range, and we've been inside that range for the last few weeks. Today's strong low and bounce could open up more upside ahead. The key level to watch here is 97. 97 is the previous week's midpoint, and above that level opens up the 101 level, which is the previous week's high. All right, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Bitcoin down right now 2.76%. One of the things we mentioned before was, is this rally a real rally that's going to lead to a continuation and recovery, or do we still need to go find that strong low? Very good Support here around 18K, but we have mostly range-bound action, very similar to what we've seen before this thing has dropped. Decent bounce over the last week plus. Last week given some back, and again, this market really hasn't been able to get going to the upside in tremendous fashion. This up move right here was the strongest up move that we've seen since the end of March, but even then we saw tremendous selling pressure that followed afterwards. So again, we still could be looking at a tremendous continuation at some point through the LVN channel down below, which takes us at least through 12.5. So right now, again, while we have seen a little bit of strength here, we're still in a major downtrend, still holding below the previous month's midpoint, hitting the pivot range from below, which could open up new lows ahead. If we take a look here at ETH futures, this one's up right now 0.5%. This one looks a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin as of right now. You can see a tremendous rally that's taken place from 1,000 back to 1650 now. Narrow range over the last 5 days has developed. You can see the compression here, 63% of ADR. That's forecasting a move of about 400 points up ahead. Given the fact that we've broken to the upside from this narrow range here, any pullback could provide a higher low and go. That's where the bulls really want to be able to defend a pullback into about 1,300 for a shot at continuation to the upside. Failure to hold 1,300 could open up new lows ahead. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into this week's trading. Again, we have the FOMC statement and the rate decision on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be the event here that the market's going to be waiting for. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.